Recently, extraterrestrials have shown me that there has been an extremely powerful being of destructive darkness that has been released onto the third dimension who will destroy everything about 3D Earth. Hello and welcome back. This is the live guided interdimensional meditation astral travel report for Friday, November 21st. We did a meditation on Wednesday. We do these meditations Wednesday and Saturday evening. Go onto the live tab on this channel and you can experience that meditation. So a lot of things happened in that meditation, but the most surprising one to me was at the end of the meditation, the emergence of this being. And so I'm going to share with you what I remember. Please put in the comments what you remember seeing, what your experiences were, what your communications were, if you had any. Put them in the comments section, and it's very helpful for me and other people as well. As you can tell, I'm now on the road, and I am now traveling. This is my hotel room, but I am traveling to do the landlocked surf safari that I have planned for the next 6 months, where I'm going to go to all of the wave pools in the United States, which now there are numerous ones, and I'm going to surf all of them this winter before I go back to my summer home in Florida. All right, so let's get into this whole thing. What the heck is this about? All right, so the way the meditation started, I believe that I came out and did the normal CE5 protocols, where we came out and we went up into the sky, and I can't remember exactly what. Okay, so now I remember. So there was again a light, and if I'm remembering, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I do forget these things. I believe that we went up once again for at least the third time. We went up into the ship of the ant beings, and if I remember correctly, there was a mantis being as well that was working with us. I remember that we went up into the ship, and then we went out of the ship, and I can't remember exactly what happened, but I think I remember going up a shaft of light, a very bright shaft of light that took us all the way to the top of the egg. So as you know, what I've seen in meditation is that all of the dimensions, there's this big interdimensional egg that all of the dimensions are in, and that, you know, is where all of conscious creation as we know it is. At the top of that, sitting at the top, was Shiva, and I became aware, this is the true Mount Kailash, because as you know, Shiva sits on the top of Mount Kailash. By the way, crazy things happen on that mountain, so I believe that he's also sitting on the top of that mountain. But I realized that it's also happening, he's sitting at the top of the entire dimensional multiverse. So, in any case, we were invited to go sit with him, and we were looking out. He was looking out into the void, into nothingness, and he was intending what was going to come. And what he began intending, the way I remember it, was that there was a bright star that came out of nowhere, but it was also a girl. It had feminine nature, and it had the personality of just a cute, happy young little girl. And it was this beautiful, pure, perfect star that was being born. And then I believe Shiva said something to me along the lines of, she wants to talk to you, I think. So I went and talked to her, and she said, you're going to take care of me. And there was something like, something like that. And then she was going to do something amazing for all of us. And then we saw her come into full view, and then she rose up and then just disappeared into some, ceiling that wasn't there. She just disappeared. And then the feeling that I had was that she had now been born into physical reality. What dimension that is, I don't know, but she was coming into reality, and it was Shiva who was bringing her from his intention, his mind, bringing her into existence. So that's what I remember from that. And then Shiva wanted to talk to me, so I said to you guys, talk to Shiva. Maybe he has something he wants to tell you. And what he told me was, the one thing that I remember, he said that, oh yeah, now I remember, he said, I am you. And then he said, then I saw other forms of him, like in layers, like a Russian nesting doll, just other forms of him. And they wanted to merge with me. I can't remember exactly what happened, but something along those lines. So they merged with me and he merged with me. And then we went back down the light elevator and came back into the space that the ship, the big giant ship, was in. And we went back inside the ship. They worked on our energy, and they were absolutely beside themselves with happiness and joy and celebrating and dancing and clapping and singing and all kinds of things like that. And then what I remember was some other things happened. I can't remember all of it. I think there was some energy work that was done on us, like something like we need that after we've been to these places. We need to be able to absorb this energy into our astral bodies. So then we left, and we came back into 3D space outside of Earth, and there were all of these ETs. There was like thousands of them, ships and beings and light beings, and they were all there, and they were just standing there or floating there or whatever, and they were like, so what happened? And so they asked me. I had to narrate to them what happened. So I did. I narrated what happened, and then they went crazy. They went crazy. They were happy. They were dancing, and you have no idea what you've accomplished, kind of thing. Please put in the comments if you remember exactly what I was channeling. I don't quite remember it. And then, and I was trying to end the meditation, and there was more stuff that had to happen. And then, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, there was this big circle of ETs, and we were part of this big circle, and out of this big circle came this star, and it was then shooting energy into everybody's heart and connecting directly to everybody's heart. It turns out it was this deity, this little girl that had been born from Shiva's mind. Very possibly could have been a manifestation of Sekhmet, could have been a manifestation of the Shinbao, the electromagnetic protector, the heart protector that we all have. It could have been a manifestation of that. It sure felt like it. And I really felt this intense love and energy coming into my heart from her. And I don't remember what happened after that. She left or disappeared or something. Please remind me if you remember. And then I was ready to end this meditation, but it wasn't time to end the meditation. And then I saw, and I have to tell you, this was very strange. I was really struggling to even say this because it didn't make any sense to me. But this ball of smoke, like a cloud from like a bomb or something, almost like a nuclear bomb, started forming, and then the cloud was going in all kinds of directions, and it was very powerful. And then what I saw was a dark figure of a person. It looked like a male, just a dark outline of a male being. And then I was told this is the being of destruction, or the god of destruction, and he is going to destroy everything, something along those lines. I was channeling it. Maybe you remember. You can put it in the comments. And then I was told this being wants to speak with me, so I went and talked to it, and it said, I'm ready to go and destroy the worlds. Do I have your permission to go do that? And I said, yeah, go. And then poof, it disappeared in a flash of smoke, and it was gone. And then I think we chanted the Hua breath to planet Earth. We came back. It was very powerful. And ended the meditation. So that was, I tell you, it was, look, I mean, it would be one thing if I like sat and imagined this and then led us in a meditation, like I was guiding you through a meditation that I had seen or that I had pre-planned, or something that I personally was attached to and then wanted to make a video about it, wanted to make a meditation, a guided meditation about it. That's not what's happening when I do these meditations. I'm literally just showing up, and it's just like, stuff is like, what? So this whole dark being of destruction was like, as I was saying it, I was like, what? It's not something that I would make up. It's at least not something I would consciously make up. So if it is coming from my unconscious, it's doing an end run around me, because it's just so strange. I say that because I did get the sense that I had a sneaking suspicion that was me, based on the revelations that had been given to me and the communications that had been given to me not too long ago, which I shared about, where some powerful light beings came to talk to me, and they said, we want to share something very important about you and about the future. And they talk like that all the time. So I said, sure, please tell me. And they said, your power has grown to such an extent that it's becoming pernicious, and it's destroying the worlds. And that upset me quite a lot, really did. In fact, I went and walked on the beach, I think the next day, and like wept about it. It's like such a horrible thing to hear. Pernicious, I had to look it up. I knew it wasn't good, but I didn't know what it meant. And I looked it up, and pernicious means something death-causing that is slow, progressive, and pervasive. Almost like it infects things and destroys them. And what I saw, I went back to them a couple times and communicated with them and said, this is not something I want to hear. I asked them 3 times, and I even forced them to absolutely confirm, are you telling me that my energy is destructive? Boom. Yes. It was an overwhelming yes. So I had to then find a way to make it work for me, and I just went and researched Shiva and went, oh, Shiva's the god of destruction, and he destroys negativity and that which is overgrown and needs to get destroyed to make room for new things. So I went, oh, okay, so that's how I have to interpret it. And of course, turns out that's what it was. I had to get past my own issues and attachments and ego and all of that in order to hear what it really was. So I had a suspicion that I was looking at myself, according to them. Now, at least one person has put in the comments that they think that was me because they saw me in that. They saw my face. So, take that for what it is, whether or not that's accurate, whether or not that's just, we're all in the same, delusion, and I'm influencing your thoughts, or whether, if that's not the case, then it means that there's something going on here that is far beyond this 3-dimensional video game we're in. So anyway, that's it. I won't take up too much of your time. I'm very tired, and when you're 30 years old, it's okay to drive all day and night for days at a time to cross the country. It's just not fun. Anyway, one more day and I will be in my new place for the next month and a half before I take off to the desert Southwest in the middle of winter. But one thing at a time. So that's it, my friends. I love you all. And you know what to do. These are the websites, maoshan.thunderwizard.com, thunderwizard.com. And if you can, please come and join these live guided meditations every Wednesday and Saturday evening. And if you're not able to make the live streams, then, by the way, I probably won't be able to do one tomorrow, now that I think about it. So if there isn't a meditation tomorrow, you know why. I'm still driving and I just can't do it. Anyway, so that's all, my friends. If you want to do the meditation we did, go to the live section, click on it, and you'll be able to experience that meditation. All right. I love you all. Please be good to yourselves.